I guess that's enough. I'll just get started. I suppose the first thing I gotta do is get my people and decide if I want to go airplanes or rockets first. I'm gonna go rockets first. That'll get me the most tech points quickly. Buck Marshall. Mucho gusto to have you, Buck. Vertical shot. Alright. So, vertical shot. Should probably have read the terms of the contract. We need to reach 25 kilometers above sea level and then crash at least 500. Oh my god, I can't believe I just started a stream and now I've already got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I apologize. Okay, I'm back. I feel better now. That's better. I'm sorry. Alright, so we need to build a new craft. We need to launch from the village launch pad under 1 kilometer above, be under 1 kilometer above the ground. Our rocket needs to accelerate at 10 meters per second squared and reach a 25 kilometers altitude above sea level. And then we need to crash 500 meters away from the village. So to do that, we're going to basically just build a model rocket. You know what? Sorry, I put my phone in my pocket, which is under my flight suit, which is not great. Let's use this as an opportunity to design. Now, why do I have this? Yeah, half a meter seems about right. Actually, there, okay. Okay, there we go. There we are. This will eventually be the payload segment of it, but I just want to have something filler for it for right now. These don't have any fuel in them, do they? We're going to make sure that they don't. Load this thing up with batteries and gyros. Alright. Now let's add the fins. Center mass is ahead of the center of lift. Perfect. Not that it'll matter, because this thing is going to really get itself moving. Okay, now let's paint it. Oh, this one. I need... make it smooth for right now. Hopefully that'll work. And then what we'll do is we'll paint it. Okay. Now we have a label. Not a big fan of how the label works, but might as well see if we can't get it. Guess that'll work. Okay. Next thing I want to do is we're going to program it, because I don't want to fly this thing. So all we need to do is, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit, so that way I can get it started. Input slider 1 is equal to 1. Alright, then what we'll do, so when slider 1 is equal to -1, then that will begin countdown system. Countdown will just basically start a countdown, and I think what I want to do is, so that way if we notice anything wrong on the rocket, we want to be able to abort. So that's where slider 1 is really going to be useful. So what the countdown will do will, no, we're not going to do an if then, we're going to do a while true, a while statement. First thing I need to do is I need to make a variable, set variable, create a variable, countdown. I'm going to set it to 10 seconds. Set variable countdown to 10. There we go. While countdown is greater than 0, then what it is going to do, it is going to wait 1 second, set variable countdown to countdown -1, and then it is going to be, and that's when we're going to put an if statement. If input slider 1, put all that in there. If input slider 1 is equal to 1, then it does all this and continues. Once countdown is greater than 0 or is equal to 0, we will have it activate the stage and move on to the ascent program, which will be over here. for right now, I need to find something. I did some math a while ago that helped me know how we're supposed to be ascending in space. It's somewhere in here. Oh, I think I found it. Okay, yeah. So because I eventually want this thing to be used to launch to orbit, we're going to do a while true statement. While the apoapsis is less, and for right now we're going to do 85, 1, 2, 3. We're going to try and do 85 by 100 kilometer orbits, and then then we need to set craft. So while in space, we need to. Oh, hold on, almost forgot. Set throttle to 1. Set craft pitch to 0. Very important we have that one. And then set craft heading to 0. And then we can change all of that in here depending on what we need. So now we could set craft pitch to, and now we got to do a whole bunch of math. So first, a multiplication. 90. This is going to be a really, really long equation. Not really super long. Times. And then this one is, the next part of it is to the power of. So we got 2.71828 to the power. And then this one is a multiplication of to the power of negative 0.12345 times, and then at that point, altitude above sea level. That's super simple. That's our gravity turn equation. So what that does is that calculates based off of our altitude above sea level. It'll set the craft's pitch to where we need it to be, and that's for like the 15, 45. That's sort of a pitch. I did the math for all that a while ago, and this is the equation. And so and then also what I want to do is I would like to copy this, put this in here. The entire time it's always checking to make sure that this slider is equal to 0. So this is all we really need to do right now. We don't need anything else. The rocket will ascend by itself. It will point itself in the correct direction, and it should be able to go. So let's save this to craft. we're going to save this craft. And we're going to call this one Scout 1. We're going to overwrite Scout 1 because I think I built another one. We're going to try and build a new set of rockets every time. Here we go. Let's see if this works. The big thing I'm worried about right now is we're not going to get the acceleration we need beforehand because we have quite a low system. So what we need to do, we'll just need to grab slider 1. And then we're counting down, so 5, 4, 3, there it is. Nope, that's not great. Okay. I think what we need to do, we're going to just move these off really fast. Make this one more smaller, so I want to make that actually looks a lot better. And our thrust to weight ratio is up to 2 on that one. So I think that could work. But one thing that I don't like, oh, you know what I should add? I should add some cameras to it. Hide the base. We're going to put them right here. I'm going to add 2 of them. I'm going to rotate them out this way. And then we'll just pull them straight in. Right about there. There we go. That should work. Make sure we're still stable. Yep. Here we go. I think I need to add, I would like, put it in the log maybe. We're just going to hope for the best. Okay. And it's falling over. Okay. Maybe it would be that big of a deal if I just right there. Maybe it won't make that big of a difference. Let's see what happens. Just inset it just a little bit. Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off. Ignition. It's staying stable. It's up. I think our thing is pushing us over too soon. You know what we should do? Who's texting? What? No, not right now. Alright, so flight log. And flight log. No, we're gonna do local log. Local log. Local log. Do I need to set this to 90? Could that be the problem? We'll find out. All right, we have that was the problem. Okay. That was the problem. Acceleration is just a little bit too low. And now we're hitting... Okay. Hold on. I need to increase our acceleration just a little bit, and the way to do that we're just going to lower this down to about 2 meters. Move this up to about here. Right about there. Okay. This time we've got it. We're just going to watch it from the outside for right now. Ignition. Awesome. Acceleration was where we needed it. I think we forgot to activate ascents. So this should work. Getting 500 meters away, we should be able to do that before, at least before, we'll need to actually activate the ascent program. 10 kilometers. Fuel levels are dropping, but our apoapsis push us just a little bit further. I think we'll make it. Yeah, we'll make it. This rocket is definitely capable of it. Get some nice photos for the next time. Here we go. Yeah, we'll drop 500 meters away. Oh, wow. All right. That is a successful flight there, and we got 20 tech points out of that. So next thing we're going to do is I'm going to get unlock RC car enthusiast. And yeah, that's all we can really unlock right now. We can do flight termination system, which means we have to reach above 30 kilometers air to ground level and blow up the craft, which we'll do. I'll write a program for that one, and then we'll also do the jump to build a car and start doing those. I think what we'll do is we'll start with the flight termination system. So let's go in here. No, it was supposed to. Oh, okay. I forgot to input orbit apoapsis. This is, while 0 is greater than 85,000. Wow. There we go. Well, orbit apoapsis is greater than 85,000. All right. So, and then what we need to do is FTS. This will be good. It's going to be over here. We're going to just do an if. If got a text from who? Nothing. All right, if we're going to have that one be slider 4. Oh, hold on. No, we need to go over here. If input slider, input slider 4. Equal to 1. Then is there a way that we can select that we can automatically do that? You know what I should also do? I should do this because it keeps setting time mode really fast. There we go. Set part. Set part command disk. Is that how that works? Sets the property of the part with specified ID. FC, for flight computer. Explode 2, 1. I believe if okay, so let's save this to craft. Select this. Is there a way that I can label this thing? Betcha that's in here. We need to have the flight log for that. Or maybe local log will work. Because I think there is a log there. Spelling disc wrong because why didn't you tell me? All right. And what we need to do is we need to increase the size of this. Move this down here. Stress to weight ratio is still good. We just have a little bit more fuel now. So let's make sure we have slider 4 up. There we go. This thing is still not turning the way I want it to. But I guess that doesn't matter. Okay. I think we'll make it. Yeah, we'll make it. Here we go. Well, that didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I got to figure out why that happened. But I think we've got 40, so how many can I get? Can we get... We could get chemistry lever. That'll give us the gnome engine, which we'll definitely want. But staging might be the next best thing for us. And, of course, parachutes for recovery. We could also just get this stuff here too. Some extra. I think for right now I'm going to get chemistry lever. We'll do those sorts of, we'll do a couple of those sort of contracts. 10-kilometer high fireworks. And then going sideways is our next one. So that one we definitely actually need the turn. So, so we're going to continue with the scout development. Let's go in here. Let's pull this out. Oh, I just did that wrong. This needs to be flipped. Hold on. That's why the turn isn't working. Apoapsis is going to be less than 85, 1, 2, 3. There we go. And now we can go over here. Flight log, countdown. Wish there was a way to clear the flight log. Flight log. There we go. So this is lists, variables. Is there a way that set part? Oh, hey, I could set a part name right here. Set part name to sets the property of the part with the specified ID. Okay. I have to go to the bathroom again. Sorry. Hi, Speedy. Okay. Okay. So this time it is actually going to work. I just need to figure out how to get this one to work. Oh, hold on. So what we need to do you know what? We're just gonna delete that because we'll just do it automatically on our own. All right, here we go. So contract that we want to complete on this one, I think we're going to start with the 10-kilometer high fireworks for this one. We might build a smaller rocket because this one costs 28,000. And how much are we getting from this contract? We're only getting 20,000, so we're not even. We're only getting 25,000, so we're not even breaking even. So with this one, we're going to save it. For our firework, we'll just build something small and simple. Let's go with about 1 meter in length, 3 feet. Which I've built rockets that small before. There we go. How much explosive force do we actually need? How much is in here? We just take it out to the launch pad and click on it. What is explosive power 155? Not enough. So we need to make it a little bit bigger. No doubt that this would actually be able to do it. We're going to go out to about 0.10. But you know what? Right about there. $12.42. Bet you what we need to do is we'll need to make the explosive force is going to go down as we burn. So what we could do 1 meter there, a meter there. Okay. I don't like these firework missions. I'm going to do this one and I'm not doing them again because this is difficult for some reason. Let's see, which fuel type? Solid gives me a higher explosive power. This one has 1242, this one has 621, and this one has 2. This one has 83. It says it wants it in one tank. Did I read that right? Let me see here. Yeah, in a single fuel tank. So that would mean probably want to just increase the whole thing's width. That's 2,000. What's the total? 3,162. So we have 28,000. This one costs 3,000. I think I was reading the wrong number. Alright, now for this one. I'm just going to double up these engines here. That should give us a ton of acceleration right there. I mean, this should work. And we don't really need a flight program because this thing, honestly, if I just crank this just a little bit to give us a nice spin stabilization. And yeah, I think that'll work. Your total cost is 4,000 for worth $25,000. That'll give us a $21,000 profit on this launch. And we're just not even going to save these rockets. We're just going to do this a few times. Alright. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Lift off. Spin up, please. There it is. There's that spin. So we're going to have this over here. And once we get above 10 kilometers, we blow it. Alright, short burn, good spin. Alright, ready? Yeah, we didn't make it. Let's just put 1 down and see. Because we had above a 1. Oh, we can actually increase the size a little bit. What if we increase it by about 10%? There we go, 1.5. Maybe that'll be good. And that'll give us 40 seconds of burn time. Okay. Let's try that again. Alright. Looking good. 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers. Thrust is lowering because we're approaching the end of the burn. I don't think we made it. Gosh darn it. Okay. This puts that really heavy payload up on the top of the rocket, so I might just have to save this one just because. There we go. Oh, we'll keep going. This is some good money makers. Three, 4, 6, 4. just need to reach 12 kilometers. This thing could probably do it. We were still going pretty good. We'll do 2 of these, and then we'll do our and then we'll do the car. I think I'm gonna try something different for the car. I wanna go a little crazier with my design for the car. I wanna do something interesting. So we've added a little bit more mass, but I think we should be okay. If we can get this above like 15 kilometers, we should be fine. Because it's wow, that's almost 16. Okay, yeah, we should be fine. $11, $12. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to do the jump. So we're going to save this because we'll keep I'm going to call this the Independence 1. If I even spelled Independence correctly. Alright. So for the jump, what I want to do is we want to make a car. To make the car, though, I think I want to try and make a more interesting shape. So we're going to pull this down to about here. Do the same up here. That's about where I want it. Alright. I'm going to throw this right here, but I'm going to pull it all the way back here because what I want to do is I want to make something that looks a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to grab this. We're going to put it at 90. Pull this all the way up here. This over here just a little bit more. Okay, there we go. It looks about where I want it. Alright, now. Oh yeah, and then I also need to make sure that these have like a 20-degree turning angle. There we go. And now okay. And what I also want to do is I want to change that to pitch and pitch. Alright, here we go. There we go. Need to increase the. This will probably work. Boom. Awesome, that worked. So we're at 35, so now we can probably get bird wannabe, because then we can start building our airplanes. We'll get taxi driver, and you know, we'll accept that one too. Okay, so really fast, need to bam that. Alright, perfect. And let's do taxi driver. Don't need that, don't need that. think this is one of the most maneuverable cars I've ever built. Except now we're upside down. Why? Why would you do that? Don't like the way the camera works in this game. Okay. This is actually pretty good because it can flip over and we can still drive it, so that's nice. Let's go up to the tech tree. Let's make it so that we can put the battery on. Go over to career. Like a bird. Alright. So for this one, first off, let's save this. This is Fard 1. Like Ford, but with an A. Alright. And that should do it. Alright, so for right now, to make sure that that one is saved, new craft, because for this one we're going to begin, this is going to begin the development of our aircraft. So I'm going to bring this down to about, we're going to make it 0.25. Do a straight nose cone. We'll go there like that. Make it just a little bit longer. There we go. Now what we'll add, I'm just going to throw 2 of these batteries up on the front. For right now, that'll be how we power it. I want this to be all. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add tiny leg at the 0-degree point right here. I will then couple of, we're going to pull this back, grab this, spin it around, then we're going to push this up just a notch right there. Because then what we're going to do is we're going to grab another one of these, shrink it down to the same size, but this time we're going to make it about 0.75 meters long. Put it on this one. Rotate it like that. Pull it out like that. Add a tiny nose cone just to plug the top. And now I want to, I could just use this one, but I don't want to. Because for these first aircraft, I want to use, and then these, I'm not going to have this part have torque. But it is going to have a 20-degree turning angle, and there's going to be two of them. Right there. Alright, perfect. Nose gear done. Now we need to add, I'm going to add the wing. I'm going to make the wing a little bigger and a little longer. Nice long wings. Right about there. Two of them. Perfect. Alright. I think that's probably good enough. Going to add a second one to the back. This one will be much smaller. With as much control surface back there as possible. And then we're just going to copy that and put it up here like that. Now let's find a center lift, center of mass. Too close together. Going to push this back a little more. And I like to have that center of mass just a little low like that. Okay, now what I need to do how do I copy all? know what? No. Okay. So for this one, we're just gonna do, I think at that point, this point, we do need to use this. Just okay, I think we got that. I think I got that. All right. Here we go. This one's controls are roll, pitch, and yaw. I mean, it's not connected. It's, oh. No, don't do that. Okay. I don't know why that came disconnected like that. All right. So quick check. Roll, control, pitch is working. Okay. Here we go. Keep it yawed at the center line. Oh yeah, this thing is gonna fly easy. Here we go, here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Keep it up, keep it up. Keep it up, keep it up. There we go. Look at that, like a bird. Let's see if we can't get a couple more. That got us over $100,000 now. And I think we're going to, hey, we've achieved our airspeed record. Nice. I'd like to get chairs so that way we can get some Druids on board. So that way as soon as possible we could start preparing for, let's throttle back so that way the wheels aren't gonna kick us off. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh, oh, that's not good. Oh, we can stop. There we go. we can recover it. Nice. All right, we got 20 tech points. We can do Juno Peak, yeah. Can't do it with this though. I don't think we can do it with the current car that we have, although it is entirely possible that we can. Instead, we're going to do going sideways. So we're going to load up Scout 1. Wait, nope, that's Scout 2. Scout 1. We're going to go to the runway. We're to the launch pad. And we're going to do going sideways. So all we have to do seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off. Ignition. Is it doing that thing again? Hold on. So this is Falcon 1. Wait 5 seconds before we start the turn. See if that helps. That should help. That should do good. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Lift off. And we're off the ground. And pitch it. And we're beginning pitch over. I could probably make this into a cruise missile where I throw a nice a little piece of ooh, nice. That counts as distance flying. Well, we're not above 15 kilometers yet. I could probably throw some wings on that and use that to help us get even more distance. Nice. Alright, that's a good amount of money from that, and we made some tech points. So for the next part, I think we'll want to do... We could get fasten your belts, but let's let's get fasten your belts, and then we'll keep going with the rocket program for right now. So we'll do another firework. So we need to find the Independence. And we'll just use this one for right now. We'll continue with the rocket program. Until we can get some the parts to start building biplanes or our early aircraft. That was a 31.6. How was that not 31.62? That was 34.94. Ten kilometers high, yeah. 31.62. Let's find out what that's about. All right. Maybe I didn't blow it up on time. There we go. Wet rocket. All right. This one will probably want something. Wet rockets is way downrange though, because I think the ocean is. We're just gonna recover. We're just gonna head back to the game after this. But like, oh, I haven't unlocked the map. Okay. Okay. Well. Got a good frame on this. We have plenty of torque. I think I could be able to climb the hill. You know what? Let's see what happens. Oh, I need a camera. Stick that right there. Here we go. See, I'll be honest, I don't know if it's good that this thing is super light as it is, or if that'll be a detriment to me on this. I think it kind of depends on the car. But it doesn't seem to be bothering it all that much. Okay. Yeah, we got a nice light vehicle here. Battery's at 87%. I hope our battery doesn't run out before we get there. Kind of wish. Oh yeah, we'll be fine. There's some free tech points for us. Oh, what the heck? Okay. That was weird. Okay, here we go, here we go. Alright, here we go. Okay. Let's check out some of the other things that we need to do. Fulfill contracts, money spent, launch craft, scrapping returns, top speed, Drew, highest climb, ground trip, distance traveled. If we can get to 10 kilometers. Yeah, let's keep doing it. So we got the village race. I think this thing can do it. And we're going to do it from the camera view. Here we go. We don't need to go all that fast, we just need to get there. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, this camera makes it so much easier. Alright. Village race done. Fast roll at 13.9 meters per second. Alright. With this, we lower the gear ratio on both of them. Once again, go from the camera view. Two, one. Look at that. All right. Blowing through these. Short route. All right. Yeah, let's do it. And I think we can do that with just, so this is FARD 1 speed. Let's just load up the regular FARD 1. And let, oh, hold on. I forgot about the camera. Gotta get the camera back. That was actually really useful to have. Should probably save that on there. But anyway. Short route. This thing was able to climb up that hill, so I think this should be able to do this. I think this thing has the range to be able to accomplish this. we go. Once we get past this one, it's all downhill. So if we have enough power to get past this one right here, it'll be a piece of cake. Cause then we'll just roll our way down. You know, 1 kilometer isn't even that far, so we're fine. This thing can go for kilometers. Hopefully. I don't think we have the range for this, I'm realizing. Try and get as much distance as possible by rolling downhill as much as possible. Might be able to. I don't like what this camera is doing. I don't think it likes to be this low to the ground, and I don't understand why it's doing that. I'd love to know why. We might have enough. I didn't think we would, but we do. Here we go. Push it to the limit. Here we go. Okay. Should all be downhill. Should be. Once we get over this hill, we might have just enough. Oh, shoot, shoot. Darn. We drove really far though, so I think what we need to do, we need to go into build. And I just need to add a couple of batteries onto the side here. There we go. I think that should be good. We're just going to lengthen those just a little bit. There we go. All right, here we go. So now we know it can do it. We know for a fact. Sorry if I'm not as talkative as I usually am. Not a whole lot to talk about. That's weird. I hated that how that does that. Now 1 whole kilometer away is our next target. Should probably center myself on that view. Okay, here we go. Oh man, I gotta stretch out. Hold on. I'm tired, man. I've been having trouble sleeping lately. I work at summer camps at the museum I work at, and it has been fun, but stressful. Like, I like what I do. I like teaching the kids. I just did Astronaut Academy, and Astronaut Academy was a lot of fun. I had a lot of really good kids. I'm not going to talk any specifics about the kids. It's just, you know, I'll talk the specifics about some of my favorite activities that we did. We build SDS rockets with them, and I love building SDS rockets. Those are awesome. These little model rockets. I'm trying to swap some of the right now we're doing 3 Bandits by SDS, which are great, but they're not as complicated as some of the other kits. And like I could probably I could literally we gotta kind of spread out how much they build over like 3-4 days, and then they launch it on the last day. And so, but I would like to have that actually take that amount of time. So I'd like to do like the Wizard or the Alpha, which I think is a great starter rocket because it has you gluing your fins on and attaching and doing all the stuff that you need to do. And I'd like to be able to have that be a part of. I just like it for it to be a little more involved because we do it with our 10s and 12s group, and they do a great job. The kids, they just I think it would be a better introduction to model rocketry if we did some more complicated builds, slightly more complicated. Still very much at a beginner level, but like not not like super duper simple. Plus, you could throw a larger engine in there and they get a little bit more impressive stuff. And we can swap the parachute out for a streamer instead. I think that's something that we should do. If I had it my way, I would part out some some rocket parts, and I would have us build rockets that are way different from the ones that Estes sells. You know, do our own kits. But alas, not something that we can do right now. But that's if I was in charge. If I had my way of doing it, I would find any excuse at all to do that. Some other activities that I really enjoy. We actually use Juno New Origins in the programming. I had them design a rocket to carry some simple satellites. I think I'm gonna try and write some programming up for it, like not like computer programming, like some programming for the game, for the camp. That's gonna have some of these older kids playing a career mode where they're building rockets or airplanes, depending on which camp they're in, which I think would be a lot of fun. It would take a lot of time though, because this game isn't exactly something that you could sit down with for an hour and hope for the best. You know, you got to kind of. This is something that you need to spend a lot of time with. So, I think figuring that out would probably be best. I think what I would do for like satellite launches is I would design the actual the launch program. I would design a launch program to take sort of the control away from some of the kids. Not that they're not going to be good at controlling it, but you know, I just want to give them that option, you know. I just want to make it as simple as possible. Sometimes you got to kind of make it lowest common denominator kind of thing. Not that any of these kids are stupid or anything. Definitely not. Many of these kids are smarter than I am. But you know, some of these kids don't play games like this, so I mean, it'd be a great way to introduce them to games like this, and I'd love to have more people coming in to play Juno New Origins or Kerbal Space Program, or when it comes out, Kitten Space Agency, those sorts of things. But I think it would be, and I feel like that would just be my goal, is to just, you know, try and show them this game, show them their engineering and educational games that can be fun and and very rewarding to play, and give them that opportunity to do that. But you got to kind of fit that into like an hour-long lesson plan that occurs over several. That would, if it can't be done in less than 1 hour, then you got to make it last for several days. And I just don't have the know-how on how to do that. Hey, Juno New Origins, Jundro, if you want to hire me as like an educator, as like to write up programming for something like that, because you guys do actually have you guys, we were able to get a copy of it for the museum because we're in education, and so we got a free copy of both Juno New Origins and Simple Planes 1. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get Simple Planes 2, but I'll ask about it. You know, and see what we could see what happens, because I think that would be really cool. And then with that, I think it would be really, really cool if there was some pre-written lesson plans with lesson suggestions on how to actually play the game or how to introduce your students to the game, so that way, you know, they could actually spend some time learning, and they can feel like it would help. I think it would help a lot of teachers out quite a bit, especially if you could make a career mode lesson plan. I think that would be really cool. Maybe I'll write that up and I'll send that out to Juno and just say, hey, if you guys want to use this, being that you guys gave my museum a free license, I think I will give you guys this to use as you please. But I would also, if you guys are ever looking for someone who has education experience to write like lesson plans or do any sort of that kind of stuff, I think that would be really, really cool. That way, you know, when you give out your education copy, you get a nice folder in the education copy that has all these lesson plans for how to use the game in your education environment, how to teach physics, engineering, and a couple of science subjects. Particularly, I think it would be really, really cool. You know, it would be really interesting. I think it would be really, really cool. You've got a couple of these interesting sites around both the Drew system and all across these other planets. I think I know you guys don't really have science points like Kerbal Space Program does, but having stuff like having some sort of system like go to these sites and then part of it might tell you more about what that is and how these formed and a bunch of other stuff. I think it'd be really, really cool to do that. I mean, my favorite series that I have ever made on this channel was Geology in KSP, which I think I did like a really, really good job with that series. I put a lot of effort into that. I did a lot of research. I learned a whole lot in that process, both engineering wise and science wise, and I think it would be really cool to use Juno New Origins to help teach some of those subjects where part of the reward for getting to these locations, at least maybe even just in an education, oh god damn it, well, at least in an educational version of Juno New Origins, would tell you some interesting facts about some of the real life locations. So for example, if you land on Siluro and you go to a specific center that kind of has a similarity to Olympus Mons, perhaps you can get some really cool information about it. Or we go to the highest peak on Juno and it tells you a little bit about plate tectonics and how mountains are formed here on Earth. I think that would be really cool, you know? So the next thing that we need to get fidget spinner. That's what we need. We need fidget spinners so we can get these pop props. So anyway, village race round 2. I think we can do that one. We'll just launch it with the forward one because we were able to do that really fast earlier. So yeah, I think that would be really cool. I don't know. If anyone else is actually watching, I would love some input from you guys about this idea. Because I don't know. I kind of wanted to for a while. I wanted to make a mod for KSP where it was it was science expanded, And so it would it would create more biomes around all the planets. It would create and give you some more experiments that you can do, so that way you can so that way you can do a lot more, give the Kerbals more experiments that they can do. Like, I think it would be really cool if there was like a core sample, like a core sample drill, which would allow you to get data about what's going on beneath the surface of Kerbin. Which just isn't information that that is currently available in KSP, or beneath the surface of the Mun. Kind of like how the Apollo astronauts, they had a core sample drill, and they used that to help them find out a lot more about the Moon than we would have otherwise. So I think that would be really, really cool. There we go. That's another one. Making tons of money out. Oh, we got the 50. Nice. Because what's the point? What would be the point of accomplishing that if we... Alright. Let's get... Ooh, I think we can do that one. We'll do that, and then we'll get that one. So let's load up Fard 1. Speed. Easy. Piece of cake. There we go. 27.8. We reached 28 meters per second in the last run, so piece of cake. 23, 25. There we go. There we are. Tons more science. Endurance trip. Drive around for 5 kilometers. I think we can do that. That'll get us a little bit closer to that 100-kilometer drive around mark. 30. Don't have racer yet, but we'll definitely want to get that eventually. I think we'll also start getting the parts we need to build our first orbital launch rocket. So anyway, so for right now we need to do endurance trip. For that, I'm just going to use a normal Fard 1, and we're just going to drive around for 5 kilometers. Let's go over here. Let's explore a little bit. I think there's a mountain, there's like a campsite over on this side over here. So if we discover that, that'll give us some contracts to like take packages over there. And I think it wouldn't be too hard to turn Fard 1 into sort of like a flatbed pickup truck. And then we could like throw a seat on there for our Druid to be able to just kind of, like, So let's see if we can't get up there. Come on, there we go. Oh yeah. This thing's got the power. We've got the touch. We've got the power. Let's get up this hill over here. Ooh, we're going way fast. Okay, whoa, whoa. Let's slow it down a little bit. Go a little sideways here. I'm a little bothered. Oh crap. Did we get stuck? I think we got stuck. Alright. Oh, nope, we're still running forward 1 speed. We need to be running forward 1. Oh, did we not load? Oh, god damn it. We forgot to save it. Alright, well, I guess we're doing it this way. You gotta think about where even that base is gonna be, that sort of campsite is gonna be. Again, it'd be nice to be able to get there because, you know, delivering supplies that's carrying a payload of some kind would be, I think, a good sort of practice for, you know, doing a whole bunch of other stuff. Let's get a little higher. I mean, the easiest way to accomplish this contract would be to just drive this thing around in a circle for an hour. But I think I wanna actually like do it as the game intends. You know, I wish the camera would cooperate with me. I don't want to be looking straight down. I kind of want to be seeing where I'm going. The sensitivity and the way that the camera kind of like prevents you from clipping into the ground is really annoying. I would rather the camera clip into the ground and allow me to keep looking in the direction that I am looking, because I didn't see that. I can't tell that that's a wall. I'm going to be honest, I don't even know what angle I'm at right now. I could very easily find out that information. It's just, you know, I don't know where I am. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I'm doing it. Kind of one hand this. Hold on. So I can open the nav ball. See this? I would like to be going up. Also just like to have my camera position so I can see what is going on. I need those front wheels a little bit more forward. Better, I should just back into some of these spots so that way I don't even know if I'm going the right way to where I wanted to go. This thing can handle some pretty steep climbs. I'm pretty proud of this design. I think it looks ugly, but I'm proud that it's able to accomplish what I need it to do. Some improvements, obviously. I think when we get to the FARD 2, that's where we'll add a command seat. I'm going to widen the wheelbase a little bit. I'm going to make it so that way these I'm gonna raise the chassis a little bit more. Like, I like this low chassis here, and I got it. Nope, I didn't. Hold on. Get over this. There we go. I like the low chassis that I've got here, but it's not good for. Hold on. Stop doing that. I can't. What if there's a ledge? All right, there we go. Just have to zoom out, I guess. This low chassis is great because it really increases stability, but I think a little bit higher will give us a little bit more clearance to be able to get up above some of these rocks, and we're out of battery. So I'm going to count if I just roll all the way back down. If I, okay. What did that get me closer to? What's the next level on the highest climb? 4 kilometers up. Highest climb. Ground distance traveled. We're gonna get to 100. Let's go back to build. Let's see if we can load up that one that we built earlier. Okay, yeah, here it is. This one should have enough that I can get to the 5 kilometer mark, but I'm not sure. What is this one? Okay, this is the one we want. Alright. Okay, I gotta think about where I want to go. I think that mountain peak up there, probably my best bet for getting up above 4 kilometers. But we'll find out. I think also getting the chassis up above the ground a little higher will really help. Maybe that's what I'll do for this one, for this 5 kilometer one, is we'll build the truck. So let's build a Jeep. You know what? Yeah. We're going to recover this. But let's build a Jeep. Let's go. Build. We're just gonna new craft. Okay, that'll work. Now what I want to do, I want to build a hood area where this thing will have all of its so anyway. So this hood is just gonna be where I'm gonna when I get a enough for a for the when I get the fuel cell for it. Oh, that's weird. When we get the fuel cell, we'll put that in here. And we'll put some lights and stuff on. That'll do it, and then I will just close. Okay. Now we have a seat, so we can in fact build a cabin for him. So let's do that. We got this piece right there. I'll put this right here. Push this back just a little bit right there. Okay. Okay, I underestimated how large these guys are. I also built this backwards, so. I'm going to make this 2 meters in diameter. There we go. Let's add, let's make sure I know which way is forward. So this way is forward. We're going to add a structural element here. I'm just going to add a couple of structural elements on either side to make it easier to build. So that way, alright, so the 50% there and 50% right here. Okay. And I'm going to do, whole thing is just about a meter of just battery right there. I'm gonna keep it simple for right now. Alright. Now for the cabin, what we need to do is we need to build go, nice and thin. Let's see how that looks. Oh, that looks way better. Okay. Okay, can we just okay. Right about there. And I'll just add a steering wheel, a simple steering wheel. Nothing serious. Alright, I think that'll work for right now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to cheat just a little bit. So we're going to push this back to about here. There we go. So that way we can build the rest of the car right there. So these ones we need to just pull it back just a little bit more so we can connect them. There we go. And now I think we're going to need to build the flatbed portion of the truck. It's going to be like a Jeep truck, really. We'll build the flatbed portion of it, and then we'll have to use our friends here to get the stuff out when we do it. So we'll just copy this, put that right there, stretch this out to about here, stretch this out to about here. There we go. Looks pretty good. All right, now that's good. Okay, now let's build the truck. There would be a full-size wheel right there. And if I hit mirror, oh, it's not going to do it. Okay. Sweet. Instead, what I'm going to have to do this part, mirror, make that turning angle 30 degrees. I think that'll be good. We want really high torque and a really high gear ratio. Alright, so now we just need to copy that back here. Back part of the rover. I have to turn the turning angle off. Now we just, you're right. Alright, there we go. Now we have a truck. That costs $127,000 to build. Nice. Okay. So let's, I guess, let's call it something interesting. Let's name it something cool. Track 1. Tracked 1. So this is our little tug here. Alright, let's hit play. We're going to go to the village runway. And now we have our crew on board. So we got who we got here? Drude. What's your name, soldier? Oh, Yuri. Alright, we got Yuri. We were to... Oh, I forgot to change some things. Hold on, Yuri. Need to make it so that way... I might make a roll. No, we'll keep it as yaw. No, we're gonna do roll. Pitch and roll, so it'll all be on one stick. Yuri's gonna take her for a spin. So that way we can drive around. We'll go real slow. This is about as fast as I think I'd ever want to go with this thing. I think this thing is probably really heavy with all the batteries that I got up front. So let's see if this thing's even able to, like... Ooh, it's able to go up the hill. Alright, let's go back over this way. I wonder if we would be able to use this for like rescue, because there's a rescue Druids sort of mission, and if I can get this thing working really well, I do want to get it some good suspension, and so we'll start, like, once we unlock the suspension parts, we'll start like building a proper suspension, like so that way this thing can actually like really take some of these hills real well without, you know, Yuri having to bite a towel the whole time. So he doesn't crush his teeth with every bump. Yeah, we've reached our first kilometer. We are at... This thing can take a 30-degree climb. I don't even think my car can do that, although... Struggling a little bit here. Here we go. Alright, there we go. I think we found our limit for the climb. But we're having less issues with a lot of different things. I wonder. Take control. Okay, here we go. Slow down, slow down, slow down. I want to see this from your view, Yuri. Is he able to handle? Oh, shit, shit, shit. God damn it. Lucky for us, we can just recover it, but you know. God, we're doing this again. Okay. The Jeep is working out pretty well. Almost at 2 kilometers. Still have 100% battery. This thing could probably drive for kilometers. Tens of kilometers. Thousands of kilometers. I've already beat you, Tesla. And my truck doesn't look like shit. Alright, 2 kilometers. Not a whole lot that we can do over there. Maybe we can drive up some of these hills, but that's a big maybe. This area over here doesn't seem as steep. I think I should probably find out what exactly my not tipping yet. Oh, we might be able to make it up this hill. Okay. Yeah, we can make it. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Here we go. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's a bit of a not exactly great driving area over here. Oh. Okay, there we go. Okay. See what happened. Oh, crap. Well, that's why we brought Yuri with us. Yuri, get on out. Okay. Grab that, Yuri. Get back in. Okay, let's see if we can't just... Oop, okay. Oh, we're extending, okay. Let's retract it slowly. That's too fast. Alright, I think we got it out. To just... I want to go up that way. Okay, so what we need to do... Okay, it's not letting me turn that way, so we'll go this way instead. Can I just... kind of... retracting. Oh, hold on. Whoa, hello. If we just start retracting it, will we flip? No. Okay. I go, alright, so you grab that there, put it there. Now let's get out of the way here. Okay. Oh, it is going. Okay, it's going. can't quite yet climb these hills, so I think we'll definitely want to get the rock crawler equipment for that. It's just, you know, not ideal. We'll see this hill over here. But we are a little more than halfway done. Oh, we definitely need to slow down. Wow, this thing can go. Surprisingly, its center of mass is still low enough that sharp turns aren't really that big of an issue on it. Nice. Let's just keep going. Let's get out to 10 kilometers. Let's get a little bit more. This is actually kind of nice. Down in this area right here, I'd like to be, we definitely need to build something that's able to climb some of these hills to these mountains. But you know what, nah, let's recover. Good job, Yuri. Got another 30 tech points. Let's get into the career. Going high. Ooh, we reach 80 kilometers. Alright. So, now that we've built a truck with tracked 1, that's our first tractor. Let's take what we've learned from that. No. It's time to go to space. So, let's get Scout 1 and build Scout 2. So Scout 2, I'm going to add a second stage onto this bad boy. 2.5. That sounds pretty good. About a 5-meter diameter. Increase that to about 4 meters. We will make sure that this is none. You know what? Let's make this just that big. Stage 1, 1.0. That should be good. Alright, so for this one, we will also need to add a brand new variable called auto stage. Create. Auto stage will be in here. All right. And then -1. Create another one called abort, which won't do anything for right now, but we'll get it somewhere. So auto stage will be if performance engine thrust is less than or equal to 0, activate stage. If I make it an if statement, maybe it won't get stuck in there. It'll just check it every now and then. Hold on, let's save. This is Scout 2. Aft is too tall. We need, oh, we're trying to launch, yeah, we need to launch out of the Juno pad. Oh, I need to bring that payload. Okay. So just for this one, we'll take this off and grab this thing, which fits right on there. Nice. All right. Now let's see our staging. Stage 3 is a payload fairing. All right. Okay. Open up the log. I like to have the flight log going ready. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition. And liftoff. Craft is pitching over in the wrong direction. And I'm uncertain as to why it's going this way when it should be going this way. That's annoying. Hold on. So I need to get the gyros on there. You know what I'm going to do? Add a control surface. Get as much of that as I can. There we go. Hold on, let me make sure that those control surfaces pitch and yaw. Pitch, yaw, and roll. Alright, there we go. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition. Lift off. Come on, go the other way. Go the other way. Go the other way. Come on. Come on, not that way. Not that way. There we go. It's getting back on track. It's getting back on track. Okay, it's on track. I don't know what that is. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Coming back, and then once the throttle thrust reaches 0, it should activate that next stage. There we go. Look at that. Good staging event. Beautiful. Altitude still climbing. High thrust for that one. Ooh, we've reached 100 kilometers. Nice. And that got us right up to 50, which is awesome. 50-kilometer altitude, apoapsis. Quite made it into space, where our pitch over maneuver kind of screwed us over on that one. So we're gonna need to adjust our pitch over maneuver. Input pitch. I need to see position. Here we go. Show me that information. Although I know this is working right now. You know what? So that way we have just a little bit more control on that one. That should help a little bit. should. Maybe. I don't know. This could be working. You calling me? I didn't hear you.